let's just take a look around our campsite. It's actually quite large. It's a pull-through. And no, the window's not fixed yet. Probably won't be for a while. This is electric and water. The camp hosts actually rake the sites before you come in. So we got plenty of shade for most of the day until very late afternoon. And this really cool ramada. There's a grill and no fire pit, which is fine. I never have a fire anyway. But yeah, this is all me. Pretty cool, pretty nice. And we went for a hike this morning. So we went in just past that motorhome. If you look over this way, there's a trail that goes pretty steeply up to about the middle distance between, this valley floor area and the top of the mountain there, and traverses all the way across, and it brings you out in the day use area, pretty much directly opposite where I am. So about a mile altogether. Steep going up and steep coming down. So I almost think it's better to go up the day use side because that's full of small rocks. It was kind of treacherous coming down for me with a bad knee. But nice hike. And I think I might have found a piece of petrified wood. We'll find out.
Stop so you can tip him?
No, he's not sleeping. You only tip cows when they're sleeping. All right, so we're coming into Spring Canyon State Park, which is day use only. We're outside of Deming, New Mexico. And there's a fair amount of glare on the windshield. And I can guarantee you, the video, because I'm watching the video as I'm shooting and looking at the road as we're driving, the video does not do this justice. Really, what it looks like is the road's like this. Serious. Yeah, it doesn't give you any idea how steep this really is.
Wait till you see the other side here.
Oh, we're going to the other side.
The other side of the hill is just maybe more dramatic. It's got a little sign there warning you.
Yeah, see the sign? Steep truck downgrade. Look at this, guys. Wow, just look at it.
And check this out. It feels like I'm going off a cliff.
It does, indeed.
Let's go. Are you ready?
Whee! and just in case you're wondering why I'm sitting on this side instead of in the driver's seat, and who you're hearing, I'm with my friend Rob, travels with Dottie.
Hi, and Dottie behind you.
And Dottie back behind us, but I don't think whoops, watch that turn.
Sharp 90-degree turn. And this one says you should be going 10 miles an hour, so I'm thinking.
And of course we got Kit. Yes, we do. Wow, this place is amazing.
I've been getting saliva therapy on my face from Kit all
morning.
Right, Kit?
It's like having your own spit spa day.
There she goes.
Hey, Kit. Not while he's driving. Come on back. Come on back here. Good boy.
So we're not even in the park yet.
Yeah, that's what's crazy, right?
This is the park. This is the gate to the park up here. Interestingly, I found out it's not open Monday and Tuesday, but it's open every other day from, I think, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Which is kind of odd hours.
No, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., sorry.
I wonder why they close at 4 instead of dusk.
I don't know.
And this is Rockhound State Park, Spring Canyon, so it's just another unit of Rockhound State Park that we're currently staying in. Trash you. Oh. Trash. You pack it in, you pack it out.
New Mexico Birding Trail.
Oh, interesting. Site number 4, I bet there's like a map or something.
But one of the things I noticed my first time through here is the abundance of flora
Yeah, there is more variety here, I think, than in Rockhound State Park in the campground where we're staying, where it seems to be mostly a cactus forest. Especially when I walked up to the top of the mountain, or halfway up the mountain this morning.
The other thing that was surprising, if you look up here, is the vast number of day use shelters available. And this is if you don't have a pass, annual camping pass, it's only $5 for the day. I mean, if I had a family and wanted to spend an afternoon picnicking or something on a nice day, I'd come here for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's really hard to beat the New Mexico State Park Pass if you want to spend any time in New Mexico at state parks. And I know we've both talked about it before, but basically you pay $225 for the year and you camp for free. If you want an electric site, it's an extra $4. And that's hard to beat.
In my experiences, it isn't beat by anyone. I went on a mission to research annual camping passes in states throughout the United States, and nothing I found came close.
Yeah, I've got a deal in California.
This cracks me up though, this sign. Lover's Leap Trail, 0.9 miles, very steep grades ahead.
So you go up the trail to the top and then you leap?
I guess so.
I imagine. Wow, pretty cool. Pretty cool.
I'm guessing it goes up to that notch.
Yeah, and maybe there's just a steep drop off on the other side for you to jump over.
Now I thought
to your death.
I thought when I got up here that would be the end of the sightseeing, but then I turned around and headed back the other way.
Wow.
And started seeing the sights from behind us, and I'm like, wow, this is pretty amazing. And it's not well known. I mean, this is, what is it, a Friday at 11:20? There's like one group of people here. When I was here on Wednesday, there was no one here. I imagine it gets a little bit more popular on the weekend, but
probably not very.
Not very, and this is an ideal time of year climate-wise.
It really is. Beautiful weather. We're supposed to hit a high of 75 today, I think. And it's just gorgeous.
The truck's
Look at that rock.
66 right now.
Look at that rock formation right there, guys. That's pretty cool. Kind of looks like little castle turrets.
You know, the other thing that is, to me, is amazing about the annual pass in New Mexico is, you know, $4 for electric and water is unbelievable.
Right.
But you can camp for free in sites that don't have electric.
Exactly.
And normally, if you have a reservation, there's a reservation fee, but there's several of them that have first come, first served sites, so you don't need to make a reservation. So it's truly free camping for 14 days.
Yeah, and I can't remember, I think some of them even have first come, first served electric sites.
Some.
Not very many, but
you really got to do your research to figure out which ones. It's not advertised heavily. The one most surprising one is the one that Deborah Dickinson and Frugal RV gal turned me on to. Outside Eagle Nest is Cimarron. It's a campground it's their favorite campground, and they invited me to meet them there, and I went, and there weren't any reservation sites available. There are no electric at all, but it's at very high elevation in this beautiful canyon. And I'm like, oh damn, I'm gonna have to, they're first come, first sites just all across the parking lot. And I thought to myself, well, that's not gonna be very much fun parking in a parking lot. It ended up being my favorite New Mexico campground.
interesting.
Including the parking lot.
Wow.
It's hard to explain, but it's so beautiful and peaceful that, and just the whole idea that anytime, even during peak, there are plenty of slots in the parking lot to, to pull through. You post up and that's it. And it's not it's not well advertised at all. So there's always availability.
What's that bird? Is that a roadrunner? Yes, it is.
That's a roadrunner.
Run,
Beep,
roadrunner! Meep, meep.
And this vista, I always have. I'm going to do what I did last time and kind of point the car here on the corner since there's no one coming.
Yeah, check that out.
That's pretty amazing.
Let's zoom in and get in between the signs there. Yeah, look at that. Little haze off in the distance today.
Yeah, but still.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful. What do you think, Kit? Do you think it's beautiful? Yeah, it is.
Now, if I had four-wheel drive, I might venture down that road there, but I do not have four-wheel drive.
Yeah, I say we give that one a pass.
But I bet it's interesting.
I bet it is. Well, and we were just talking about, you know, the possibility of having a truck camper and towing a Jeep. That would be perfect for that kind of thing.
Yeah, we were having a discussion about, you know, are there other kinds of rigs that we wish that we had? And I think both of us right now have 100% satisfaction with the rigs that we have.
Yeah, I certainly feel that way.
Class C and me with my Micro Mini. I'm very comfortable in it. And the whole idea that I can take the truck like this and zoom around without a care is,
Yeah.
It's a big part of my satisfaction.
Well, and I think one of the key words there that you said at the beginning though, Rob, is that we right now are both satisfied with our rigs.
Right.
Doesn't mean that we won't want to make some other change in the future.
Well, I think about how my requirements may change. Oh, here it comes. Look at this.
Yeah, look at this. Look
This
at this.
is what we came up.
Yeah.
And it's funny how video does not do inclines and descents justice.
Yeah, it's kind of weird that it really does distort it that much, but
Well, I mean, video's 2 dimensions,
yeah,
and we're living in a 3-dimensional here.
most of the time.
Yeah. Well, I think about as I age how I may want something different. Like,
Right.
my friend Tim is convinced I'm going to be happy in a few years with a Class A, like towing a Jeep.
I think that might be a little big, but you never know. I gave some consideration to a Class A before I just bought this Class C a couple months ago. And part of what I finally decided was I really didn't want the added height. The smallest one I could find, I think, was 29 feet, which is still 2 feet longer than I am right now. And part of what really turned me off from it is sitting up so high. Because of my fear of heights, I just imagined going across bridges and trying to drive between K-rails. And I thought, you know what? I don't think that's going to be a pleasant experience for me.
Well, Tim, who you'll see in Quartzsite, has a Monaco Class A.
Mm-hmm.
And Tim is, and he'll tell you in the notes, in the comments exactly what it is he has. But when you walk in it, you think you're walking into a new rig, and it's over 20 years old.
Yeah, the Monacos are very, very popular with a lot of people for that reason.
Well, that, and he's meticulous in caring for his things, his vehicles, and he was like a generator engineer or technician for the Army. So he really knows how to take care of things. And he's a big proponent of, buying a big, like a Monaco, a used one, and, towing a vehicle. And so is that the visitor center for this park, or?
I don't think.
Or is that a private home?
I think it's somebody's house.
Oh, very neat.
Yeah, it looks a lot like the visitor center over at Rockhound, though. At the campground part. So yeah, and a lot of people like to do that. I mean, for me personally, I'm choosing not to tow because I want to stay nimble. And putting a toad behind a Class C Makes me not nimble.
Well, you know what Tim does, and what I usually do is, he parks at Quartzsite for the whole winter, and then he goes up to Idaho and parks for the whole summer. So there's maneuverability is not a priority.
Yeah, less of an issue under those circumstances. I like to move around. There's still a lot of stuff I want to see out in the world. And speaking of seeing, hey, I hope you enjoyed coming along on this little trip with us and listening to us ruminate about all things RVing and state parks. And yeah, do the things. Leave a comment down below. Thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already. And we'll see you on the next one.